Today's episode is a special one and very different from what you're used to here. It's the first time that a coaching client joins me to the podcast. You know, the most powerful way to understand transformation is not through theory, but through a real conversation with a client, a real human story.
So we decided to took this flight to London. I'm always like this. I take a decision and then it's like jumping off a bridge. Honestly, I was thinking, oh my God, what my mom is going to do without me? How they going to cope without me? I was very scared.
So what made you overcome that limit?
I have too many judges in my mind. So whatever I'm doing, I question myself. You get rid of them. You just learn through coaching how to manage them. Just your brain wanted to keep you safe, so nothing else. It's just the function of your brain. Otherwise, you would have jumped off the bridge without even thinking about it.
My heart always gets surprised with all these amazing stories. So tell the audience, who you are, where you come from. Today's episode is a special one and very different from what you're used to here. It's the first time that a coaching client joins me to the podcast. And I chose to open this space because sometimes, the most powerful way to understand transformation is not through theory, but through a real conversation with a client, a real human story, a real shift happening in real time. What you're about to hear is not a lesson, not a framework, not a motivational speech. It's the raw truth of what happens when someone decides to confront their patterns, challenge their conditioning, and take responsibility for the person they want to become. If stories like this resonate with you, if you want more honest, transformative dialogues, watch the episode, subscribe, and help us spread this message. It truly means the world to us and allows us to reach the people who need to hear this truth. Welcome, my love.
Hello.
I'm so happy because when did we see each other? We saw
on Zoom on Monday.
Yeah, on Monday,
Yeah.
just to prepare it. But then, because you will tell the audience what you're doing. When did you arrive in Dubai? But I'm still, even if I'm working with coaching for a long time, my heart always gets surprised with all these amazing stories.
Yeah,
so tell the audience, who you are, where you come from.
Oh, I am Alessia. I come from Naples, but I've been the last 7 years of my life in London. Then I moved here on the 1st of July. And I just saw you a couple of weeks ago. We had the time to manage to meet each other just
Exactly.
A couple of weeks ago. I moved here by myself. And I think this wasn't possible if I haven't met you, honestly. And the way how did I know you was because of a video on YouTube for the Marianna Dubai Talks, so popular, everyone knows. And the first video that I saw, it was about your house. It was not about coaching.
Oh my God, I remember.
Yeah.
Yes, the house.
Yes. And then I started to see this video because I was curious about this beautiful villa, in the middle of of Dubai. And I just saw that you were talking about your work, you were coaching people. I already was curious because everything that is about psychology interests me. I'm so interested about this topic. You haven't talked a lot about your coaching session or stuff, but also what I saw in that video was that you were practicing Buddhism.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, no way. Because I practiced it too long time ago. I know what it is about. So I was like, wow, a coach that practiced Buddhism, it's the top gamma, So that's why I decided to reach out to you after that video. And because I was coming here on holiday, I say, you know what, my first session with this person will be in person. Then we decided to start on Zoom, I think, because I was living in London still. But then when I came in Dubai for holiday, we met. So yeah, I'm really glad.
Oh my God, you're opening a lot.
Yeah.
Windows.
Honestly, we could be here 3 hours and speak about everything. Yeah.
Tell us, where did you start? How did you want to, you were in London, but you said you come from Naples. Give us a little bit of context of.
Yeah, so I was living in Italy, and I started to work very early. I studied language in the high school. Then I didn't continue with the university. The reason why I did it is because I was just noticing that everyone was doing the university, especially in the south. There were not so many opportunity of work. So I was like, well, I need to start to work very early because I need money. And then I left the high school and I started to work. Then I was in another industry before for 15 years. And at some point, I had one of my friends, she's my best friend actually, and she's also practice Buddhism, Imma.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I did coaching with her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yes,
yeah.
she's another client of yours. And she inspired me so much because she was traveling a lot, doing also experience abroad in Ireland, I think. Yeah, Ireland was. So I don't know how did it happen. We were in the car and she was telling me about this beautiful experience of hers in Dublin and stuff. And I was, Antonio, with my partner, and I was like, I would love to do an experience abroad. And we were already living together in south of Italy, in close to Naples. So it was a little bit out of the blue. But I was like, I'm young. I don't want to be here forever. I just want to see the world. So we decided to took this flight to London, which was really unexpected because
How old were you?
God, maybe 23.
Okay, just so you know, people
Yeah.
at 23 years old, I mean, many experience have heard of people keep being stuck in the country or in the situation where they were living because of the difficulty of getting out of their comfort zone. And you're telling us that you were just interested in a conversation or in a talk of someone else, your friend, that inspired you
Yes.
and that made you, take the first step.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also made a video of my boyfriend saying, promise me that we will do this. I still have that video. It's unbelievable. We were in the car and he was promising me that we would move abroad somewhere. It could be Ireland or England or whatever. The funny fact is that I've never traveled if there was no like holiday stuff. Palm tree, beaches, So that was the first holiday that I took that wasn't for the summer mood, And we decided to go to London. And even my boyfriend was quite surprised. He was like, well, London? I was like, yeah, I want to visit England. I don't know why. Because I knew that people that moved there had a lot of opportunities. So we went for a week. And then from there, we decided to move. Because we met so many Italian people and they were telling us, here you have holidays paid, here you will sign a contract, which for us was, wow, a contract? What is this about? It was all new. And then after like 6 months, we moved to London. And yes, we moved to London. That I stopped.
How was London? I mean, how did you tell us a little bit of, I'm sure, I mean, you're a human being, and I'm sure, like, I know that we can come clean about some things about your perfectionism that we talked a lot about. And I mean, I know that some things we cannot talk in details because of the privacy, but we agreed on just speaking a little bit of some stuff and one of them was like the fact that you want everything to be perfect. And how did you cope with the fact that, you're a human being, you go to another country, you need to speak another language, you encounter difficulties?
Well, I did the high school of languages, but I knew that wasn't enough. Because, the way as they teach you English in Italy is not enough to live abroad. Even if you go to the university, it doesn't matter. Even people that has a degree in languages, they struggle when they go abroad. So before to move, we did 4 months about my perfectionism. We did 4 months with a mother tongue from Yorkshire, and her name is Terry. Thank you, Terry. And we were just doing conversation, no grammatic, no all the rules about languages, just conversation. I was listening to her speaking. We tried to reply, still to catch something. We were watching episode on Netflix in English, just with subtitle, and that's how I learned a little bit more. And still, when I went to London, it was a trauma because they speak slang. They have different dialects. And also London is not the best place to learn English because, of course, you have all kind of, races. So they come from India, they come from, I don't know, Germany.
Back in the days, it was...
So they have different kind of accents. And 7 years ago, we're talking about. So for me, before to move, I was very scared. Like the last month, I think I was, honestly, I was thinking, oh my God, what my mom is going to do without me? How they going to cope without me? I always, because I'm always like this. I take a decision and then it's like jumping off a bridge. And then I say, oh my God, what am I doing? Like I think later.
What was the first thing that made you scared?
Be far from my mom, for sure. Yeah. Not even the language, no, even like facing a life abroad. Because I was life abroad. Because I was with my boyfriend anyway. We were together. And we were together since already like 7 or 8 years. So I knew him. But my mom, yeah, I was like,
which is
wow.
sounds like, the emotional part of yourself that, of course, then it was replaced by being with your boyfriend. Which is, by the way, here in Dubai.
Yeah.
We're gonna go there. But yeah, I can imagine. Like I've been there when I left my country, and I had no one, and I had to actually force myself not to miss my family of origin. So yeah, I can understand.
I mean, my sister, I knew that she was gonna move in a couple of months, so that's why. My mom, I was like, wow, who's going to help her? I was worried about this. But then also it was a step that I had to do it because of that, like I had to think about my life. So that's why I decided to do it anyway.
Why do you think people don't? I mean, what I mean by people is, again, those who can just look up to you, like really get inspiration by your experience, from your experience. But what makes them stuck?
Don't overcome that fear. They are inspired by you, but they are just, they find so many excuses because they are scared. And they just can't imagine themselves in another environment and do whatever you're doing, because they think that you have something special, maybe, or she can do it because she had this, she had that. I don't know why was their idea, but yeah, they just feel stuck. And
But in the end, you said that I was scared.
Yeah,
you were scared too. So what made you overcome that limit?
I did work on myself a lot. Like,
You researched a lot. I remember when you came to me, you did already, okay, let's talk about your psychology.
Yes. I studied psychology when I moved in London. I decided to start the university. So I finished my study then in London, and then I could have access to the university. Psychology was always my, big love. I always wanted to study psychology. So when I had the chance in London, and I knew that I had more opportunity than Italy for sure if I started. So that's why I started to work. But not because I wanted to be a psychologist. I'm not a psychologist anyway. It's just because I was interested in my brain, how that works, what makes you make that choice, and what can you do to improve yourself, and how to overcome your fears. That's all about?
It's clear to me because I can actually close one topic of yourself because it's the spirit of, it's a seeking spirit that you always have that I think saves you from, prevents you from, being too much attached to your fear. And but then you encounter coaching because you found it, because you searched for it.
Yes.
What was the first breakthrough you felt in coaching during our coaching session?
Discovering things of myself that I never thought about it. Yeah.
And how did
Also
they?
the judge. Oh my God. The judge, that we gave him a name, you remember? Brontolo from the Seven Dwarfs in Snow White. Yeah, that I am still a little bit judgy, but it's because I have too many judges in my mind. So whatever I'm doing, I question myself, like even before this podcast, it's not that you get rid of them. You just learn through coaching how to manage them, how to live with them. But even before this session, I was like, oh my God, are my hair okay? People are gonna, think, oh, she did this in London, but she doesn't speak a good English. Or maybe, this is the kind of thoughts that you have when you listen to them and they're whispering, and you just learn to lower the volume with coaching.
So you're saying, well, just to tell a little bit about what is this technique about to the audience. The judge is, let's say, someone or something that represents a part of you that is basically judging yourself, the circumstances, and others, but it's not really you. So how this, by the time you detached yourself from that, how did your life go after that? What did you realize?
That it wasn't part of myself, because I was convinced that it was me. So coaching you helped me to understand that I could isolate that part because it wasn't me, while I was convinced that it was me. Yeah, there was a part of me, and I couldn't get rid of it. And also I was trying to fight that part, while you need to accept it first to overcome. That's another thing important.
And how did minimizing the voice create a breakthrough on that sense? Because you said you call it brontolo. How do you say, grumpy?
I think grumpy? So, yeah, grumpy.
Like
yeah.
the seven dwarf, the
yeah,
one
yeah.
is called grumpy, or something.
Yes.
What kind of effect did he play on in your head?
Makes me feel stuck. Because, if you whisper into your mind and you have to do something, you listen to that voice and you don't do that action, you don't take that step because you're scared of feeling judged. That's what did this.
And when you minimize it,
when you minimize it, you really go over the top. Yes, because you listen to him. It's like he's coming, he's talking to you, and he will be like giving you all the drama, all the problems, all the million of challenges that you can face, and you say, okay, thank you very much, Grumpy. Now I can go. I know you're. And also studying psychology helps you because you know that is your brain wanted to keep you safe. So nothing else. It's just a function of your brain. You can't just get rid of it. And you have also to be grateful that you have that part. Otherwise you would have jumped off the bridge without even thinking about it. So yeah, you also learn to appreciate it. Sometimes he's right. It's just that his voice is not that judgy. It's just giving you some suggestion. Yeah.
Yeah, kind. So it's very, what I see from the way you talk is that you made it yourself, the concept of the fact that being a judge, not you can actually respond to the judge within yourself. telling it, look, I know you want me to do this, but I respond differently. Amazing. So which patterns were the hardest to rewrite? Perfectionism, overthinking, old conditioning?
Perfectionism and overthinking, both of them. Is a mix of two. Yeah. But they are related. I mean, you can't overthink if you're not perfectionist. Because you wanted things to be perfect, so you think and think and think. You go in that loop, you know. That's why.
How did tools like inner child work or micro awareness help you? Remember the technique of your empathizing with your child?
Yes. So inner child helped me to be more kind to myself with my inner child and now with myself today. You know, I learned not to make that much drama, not to be so strict to myself, to forgive myself. And about micro awareness, it's amazing. And the funny thing is that when you gave me that tool, when you do the exercise, you think, what is this about? How this can help me in my real life, facing challenges and stuff. But it makes you very aware of everything that's around you also. And the moment you're in your body, you just, everything that's around you, it's just like you're so focused on yourself that all the overthinking goes away,
It makes me think like you're not anymore with blind eye and everybody punching you, but you're actually very much aware of every senses.
You're present.
And you're present.
Yeah. Which is
yourself.
really hard today because we live like a robot, We just, sometimes horses, you don't even look around. You're just there, especially in London. I mean, I've learned to live like a robot because it's a fast-paced city. It's so busy. And you just wake up in the morning, took the subway, and then go to work and then go home and sleep. That's all you do, While when you just breathe, stop, and just think about where are your toes, where's your, where you're sitting, closing your eyes, you feel, why? Okay, I exist, and you have control of doing this. Because when you're in a robot mode, you don't think that you can control yourself. You feel controlled by others. That's the, yeah.
It's amazing what you said because so you decided deliberately to go to London and then to Dubai, which are two big cities.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, even though you were not fully aware of what you would have encountered, but you knew that there were big cities and that's what maybe inspired you first. And then, of course, all the difficulties. But at the same time, you learned how to take the most out of it and to control the anxiety that all these, the big and beautiful cities give you.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I had to find a way because at first I wanted to leave. I say, oh, I'm not made for this,
In Dubai as well?
No. No way. No, in London. After 3 months, I was like, Mom, I'm coming back. I don't want to stay here. I just can't stand the rhythm, it's like unstoppable. Also because I was coming from a city that is not even on the Google map, a very small city. So it was very calm and, but London was crazy. And then, at first I wanted to leave. Then I said, okay, if I'm going to stay, also I've started university, so I could not leave anymore. I put myself in a situation that I had to finish the studies for sure. That's why I say, okay, if I will stay here, I have to find a way to survive this, to overcome all the stress and anxiety that I feel in this city. And I started to do all the practice of the word, self-development, coaching, psychology,
public speaking.
Yes, public speaking, everything. Even like waking up at 4:30 a.m. in the morning just to have half an hour meditation. And it helped me so much. I was able to live in London 7 years, which honestly, I can't believe that I stayed there 7 years. I just can't, honestly. But,
hard work pays off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I want to go to what you're doing today.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to ask you this question. How did Pilates support your personal growth? Tell us about what you do today.
So I think, as lots of people, I discovered this passion of mine during COVID. So I started to do Pilates myself 15 years ago in Italy with my mom, actually. And that was the only activity, physical activity, that makes me feel relaxed, but also working out at the same time. Like I felt strong and toned while I was doing it. And I was doing at the end of the day when I was really destroyed, and it made me feel so better, so much better. Then when I moved to London, during COVID, I was like, I had time to think, because we didn't have time to think before COVID, COVID was a stop. And especially in London, I was home, blessed, because I had the salary, even if I was home. And I had time to think. I was doing my Pilates practice. And I said, you know what? I might become a Pilates trainer because I love so much. And also, I was working like long hours, let's say 10, 12 hours a day. And then I was doing 1 hour Pilates. I said, this doesn't work because I can stay 12 hours in a bad posture, really and then 1 hour Pilates, it won't make that change in my life. Also, I wanted to help other people because you know how many people they work at the desk, they feel tired and destroyed with the shoulders, neck, and back problem. So I say, I'm going to become a Pilates trainer. And then I searched on London, which was the best academy that I could do it. And I decided to do the full comprehensive because you can choose. So you can just choose to learn mat or reformer or just, but I decided to take the full comprehensive one, which was all the machine and the classic method by Joseph Pilates. And I found this academy and I did 1 year of apprenticeship. So I had one-to-one classes for a year. And then I took the course. And at the end, I spent 3 years to get all the diploma and finish my studies. But in between, I started to work. So even if I passed the first exam, beginner, I was teaching just the beginner people. And then I passed the second one and I slowly. I also find an amazing lady and she gave me this opportunity to work, even if I didn't finish the full study, just to work with intro clients. And because practice makes the difference. Yeah, so you can know all the theory about anatomy, biomechanics, but if you don't know how to deal with the clients, there is a problem.
And of course, I mean, we talked about it. The fact that Pilates has, like the principle of Pilates are very similar to what I encourage people doing in my coaching sessions, which is an experience related to sensory.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
It's just different from any other, because I do also weightlifting and I can see the difference. When you lift a weight, it's just mechanic movement, you don't even think about it. How many times you're on the treadmill or lifting weight and you're thinking, oh, what am I going to cook tonight, But with Pilates, when you say, okay, now expand the rib cage as you breathe in, lower the back of the rib cage on the mat as you breathe out. Back of the rib cage. Who is this about? You have to think every single movement. So you go into your body, you stay there, you feel what your body is telling you, even if you have pain somewhere or you feel tension in your neck. And just that there is another person, which is the instructor, that tells you, let go all the tension in your shoulders. You let go the tension, but you didn't know that you were in tension with your shoulders. So someone else make you realize that. And this was a game changer for me.
How this can help people in the neuro pathways, like in their mind, in changing their mindset.
It creates new pattern in your body as long as you're consistent with it, because I see with people that I train that they change their daily life too. So they will be like, oh, Alessia, I was working at the desk and I remember what you said about my back. So I was lifting myself up, neck long. It was like you were in my head, And that is something that will help you daily in your daily life, because you know now, you're aware. As soon as someone tells you something, you become aware of it, you know? It's like, I don't know, let's say, oh, you know, today there's a lot of traffic. So you go out and you already know there's traffic, you know? It's like the weather that tells you that it's going to rain. So you know that thing now. But before you didn't know. So that's why.
And, this makes me think about the fact that since your seeking spirit is very, let's say, developed, like you really seek a lot, you really want to go deep in all these specific, let's say, self-development tools. Imagine we live in a world of resistance. We live in a world where people resist to these things. And what do you want to tell this world, considering that you experience the PQ brain, you experience the sensory exercises with the sound and all the techniques that we've experienced in coaching. And how do you link it to Pilates as well? So what would you say to people who resist to that? And number one, they resist to do self-development, they resist to do a coaching session, they resist to do Pilates. What do you say to these people?
That this is the only way to make a change in their life. Like they have no choice. Either they do something like this, either they just feel stuck. And you have to keep doing it the whole life if you want to see changes. Because if you do it on once, you know that people just go on YouTube and they do 1 hour meditation one day and then they will do it the year later, another one. It doesn't make any change. It's like physical activity. They are related. To create new patterns in your mind, you have to repeat. And that's something that also Joseph Pilates knew it. The routine is classic, is very based on repetition. Repetita juvent, you know, it's like this is, I want to speak about this research that was about taxi driver in London. This was one of the first research done on neuroplasticity that you know about it. So the ability of the brain of changes according to stimuli, no? To reshape the brain according to the environment. This one was about taxi driver in London. So before, it was not like Uber or Hala Taxi, no? They had to know the knowledge. The knowledge is basically they had to know the whole map of the city by memory. They have to memorize all the streets. So when they did the interview to become a taxi driver black cab, they had to explain just by voice to go, let's say, to Piccadilly Circus from Acton Main Line Road without seeing anything, like just by memory.
Wow.
Yeah. And they found that their posterior hippocampus was bigger than the anterior one. So the posterior is the one that gives you the motor spatial knowledge, while the anterior is about the emotional processing. So you see, you can change your brain as soon as you start to repeat something. And as they learn how to smoke, how to drink, how to eat junk food, they should be able to learn good habit. I mean, we should be able, because I'm not judging. I'm not grumpy. I'm just saying that I was like, why I'm so good and eating pizza on Saturday night to have my, I don't know, alcohol if I go out or stuff. And then I'm not good to do a good stuff for myself. This was so challenging. I was like, oh, I have to do it. Because I train myself to see Netflix every night, but I'm not able to train myself to go to the gym. No, I am.
This is powerful.
I just don't want to.
This is powerful. Thank you for bringing this up.
No, it's fine.
This is powerful. Oh, I love this question. What would you say to the old you?
I would say dream big, you know? Because when I was young, I was just thinking about getting a job and, you know, that's all. I'm here. And I always say, if someone told me, oh, one day you will move to London and then to Dubai and then you will be in a podcast as a guest. And then I would say, no way, you're joking. I'm just going to be here, doing my work and earn my salary. So dream big. Because if I knew that everything was possible, who knows where I could have been now.
So what are your dreams now?
So now,
what are you dreaming about?
So now I'm just trying to enjoy my life, because for 7 years I wasn't really enjoying my life. I was just working behind the scene to enjoy my life later on. But buying a house, this is my dream now, and inshallah. And then I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to reveal them, I'm very superstitious.
Yeah, but the fact that you say is very meaningful. The fact you said, I want to enjoy what I have and who I am now.
Yeah,
gives me the message that you are actually living the present, and you're not trying to overachieve.
Yeah. This is something that you can find when you live in a big city, especially surrounded by all businesswomen, businessmen. It's like you're running to achieve a goal, but life is not just
because
about
you're
that.
never satisfied.
Yeah, honestly, it's like no. So yeah, even celebrate small things every day and say to myself why you made it. Every time, like I'm like looking around, even when I'm driving, like, so let's say in Dubai Marina, and you see all these buildings blinding and shining in the dark, and I say, wow, I made it, I'm here. You need to realize and stop, in your life and tell yourself you made it. Otherwise, it's just running and running.
But shall we say that when I met you, let's reveal the fact that you wanted to come here. I remember, now I remember, we were saying, because it's a long time ago, but we were talking about Dubai. You were in London, we were talking about Dubai. Mm-hmm. It wasn't really like a straight path for you. Mm-hmm. It was a back and forth thing. I remember that you battled within yourself a lot. Oh. And you came here once, we met, we had this coaching session, and you went back to London, and all this let's say wave back on you with difficulties and stuff.
Yeah.
When you told me
yeah.
No, I mean I always find it very fascinating how this method works. I've never seen anyone failing. Of course, because it's in your determination to follow your dreams, no matter how many difficulties you encounter, how many difficulties life puts in front of you.
Yeah.
And then concretely, that was one of your aim, one of your dreams to come to Dubai.
Yes, but that's
since
why
long
you have
time.
That's why you have to work on yourself, because otherwise you give up. Also asking for help, because that's one of the reason why people don't approach maybe to coaching or a psychologist, because they don't want to help. They don't want to ask for help. They just want to do it by themselves. And you have to ask for help, because especially if someone has achieved already that you want to, something that you also want, you have to be, inspired by them. Also ask them, how did you do that? So I can do it too. And believe that you can do it. So coaching and psychologists helped me to know that it was possible, and also be consistent, because you come here on holiday, it's beautiful, it's perfect, then you go back to London, you're back in the rain, in the gray, in the stress, in your routine, and you think, okay, that was a good holiday, that's it, that's all, it's done. But when you have a psychologist or a coach that will help you, they will be like, okay, the dream is there, it's still there, keep going, no worries. You start to plant the seeds, and then the fruits will come, But it's a consistent work every day. Even writing with the left hand.
Oh,
you
wow.
remember?
Yes. Tell us a little, just this little bit.
Yeah, writing with my left hand. I felt like
How
a
did
baby.
he writing with her left hand is one method that I use in my
Yes.
my programs, and it's really powerful.
Yeah.
What
It
what
makes
what?
you use part of your brain that you don't normally use. So you open your mind, you see other things that before you could have not seen. Is crazy. I can't explain you how this works, but works.
Well,
Even
the reason why we can't really find a way to explain is because we
Yeah.
work with our subconscious,
Yes.
and there is a lot of processing in our subconscious brain, especially when we're sleeping.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we need to close this conversation, but I want to really thank you so much
No, thank
for
you.
the super, super beautiful words and, focusing on your life in such a beautiful way and, how to say, really revealing your dignity of what you really, really want to achieve. This made my day, really.
Thank you,
I'm
Lucia.
so happy. Thank you. Thank
No,
you so
thank
much
you.
for
Otherwise, I wouldn't
coming.
have been here today, honestly. Thank you.
Thank you. Every transformation begins with one honest moment. The moment you stop running from yourself and finally look inward. Alessia's story today is the reminder that your life doesn't change when circumstances magically improve. Your life changes when you choose to face your patterns, your fears, and your conditioning and take responsibility for who you want to become. Too many people wait for external solutions. But as you've heard in this conversation, real change comes from the inside out, through clarity, discipline, and the courage to rewrite the story you've been living in. If this episode inspired you, if it sparked reflection or opened something within you, make sure to subscribe. It helps this message grow and brings more raw, honest conversations like this to the people who need them most. Thank you for listening, for your presence, and for choosing growth. See you in the next episode.